Presented by Listen Headlines. Latest financial news from trusted sources.
New York Times Business. September 11. 10:06 America New York, a nick to Apple's profits could be a windfall for app developers. After a judge opened up a way to avoid Apple's commission on their sales, companies big and small are seeing dollar signs. A long-awaited court ruling could have huge implications for small developers and their relationships with Apple's App Store.
Wall Street Journal Markets. September 11. 10 o'clock America New York, natural gas market conditions look unnatural. Storage levels of the fuel look rather thin globally, while prices have surged. A cold winter in parts of the world could send prices even higher.
New York Times Business. September 11. 9:52 America New York, Nickolas Davatzes, force behind A&E and the History Channel, dies at 79. He led the cable giant, whose eclectic mix of shows would include collaborations with the BBC and documentary-style series like Hoarders. Nickolas Davatzes in an undated photo.
Armstrong Economics. September 11. 9:23 America New York. Biden exempts Congress from vaccine mandate but not post office. The rumors are flying because Biden has not actually released the executive order yet. Now it is clarified that the post office will be mandated to take the vaccine.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. September 11. 8:30 America New York, Apple judge's warning suggests fight far from over. A ruling regarded as a partial victory for the iPhone maker in the App Store dispute describes the company as being on the brink of having monopoly power. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. September 11. 6 o'clock America New York, anti-racism push prompts rethink of Asia's beautiful white creams. Global skincare companies are split over a term commonly used on Asian anti-blemish creams that means beautiful white, with Unilever erasing it from products while Johnson says it isn't offensive. Wall Street Journal U.S. Business. September 11. 5:33 America New York, DoorDash and Grubhub's tussles with regulators heat up. Food delivery companies are facing commission caps and other rules that threaten their growth.
Wall Street Journal Markets. September 11. 5:30 America New York, funds overseas cash in on crypto boom. A handful of European exchange-traded products have logged gains in the triple digits and beyond, but few are available to U.S. investors.
New York Times Business. September 11. 5 o'clock America New York, to survive the pandemic, a secret Nintendo cafe is secret no longer. Toru Hashimoto's Tokyo spot is a showcase for items he kept while working for the video game company. It used to be a members-only hideaway, but financial strain has forced him to open up. Toru Hashimoto runs a cafe that is a nostalgic repository for objects he kept during his decade as an engineer at Nintendo. New York Times Business. September 11. 5 o'clock America New York, the Nintendo cafe in Japan is no longer a secret. Toru Hashimoto's Tokyo spot is a showcase for items he kept while working for the video game company. It used to be a members-only hideaway, but financial strain has forced him to open up. Toru Hashimoto runs a cafe that is a nostalgic repository for objects he kept during his decade as an engineer at Nintendo. New York Times Business. September 11. 3 o'clock America New York, remembering 9/11. The weeks and months that followed the attacks were a defining time for many, including on Wall Street. New York Times Business. September 11. 3 o'clock America New York, Fannie Mae will review borrowers' rental payment history. For decades, regular payments to a landlord haven't counted for much for many tenants trying to get a mortgage. Fannie Mae aims to change that. New York Times Business. September 11. 3 o'clock America New York, always pay the rent? It may help your mortgage application. For decades, regular payments to a landlord haven't counted for much for many tenants trying to get a mortgage. Fannie Mae aims to change that.
Naked Capitalism. September 11. 1:23 America New York, Port Authority cop who survived 13 hours under collapsed towers shares message of darkness and light. A personal take on the collapse of the Twin Towers.
Marginal Revolution. September 11. 053 America New York, street-level responsiveness of city governments in China, Germany, and the United States. This paper presents evidence from parallel field experiments in China, Germany, and the United States. We contacted the mayor's office in over 6,000 cities asking for information about procedures for starting a new business.
Naked Capitalism, September 11, 044 America, New York. Elite educators have milked the system for long enough. As the pandemic deepens inequality, it's vital to dismantle the system that gives state schools no chance against elite peers.
Armstrong Economics, September 11, 001 America, New York. We have no rights. The post "We have no rights" first appeared on Armstrong Economics.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business, September 11, 000 America, New York. Amazon's approach to management deserves its own name: Bezosism. The e-commerce giant has supercharged systems of management invented a century ago with surveillance, algorithms and data, leading to a new ism.
Global Economy, September 11, 000 America, New York. The specter of high inflation returns to haunt Latin America. Central banks in the region are forced to raise rates, some aggressively.
Wall Street Journal U.S. Business, September 11, 000 America, New York. Everything must go. The American car dealership is for sale. A longtime fixture of American life is looking for a new model as more auto purchases move online and national chains gobble up neighborhood showrooms.
Daily FX Market News, September 11, 000 America, New York. Oil Weekly Forecast. The impact of IDA, OPEC supply boost and China's oil reserves auction. Brent crude unfazed by IDA effects, OPEC's supply boost and China's auctioning of oil reserves as healthy demand forecasts for H2 2021 supports prices. Daily FX Market News, September 11, 000 America, New York. Oil Weekly Forecast. The impact of IDA, OPEC supply boost and China's oil reserves auction. Brent crude unfazed by IDA effects, OPEC's supply boost and China's auctioning of oil reserves as healthy demand forecasts for H2 2021 supports prices.
New York Times Business, September 10, 2117 America, New York. Biden doubled mask fines for travelers. What does it mean for passengers? Battles over mask wearing in airports and on planes have become common, but how many people actually end up getting fined? And who's in charge of the process? Masks are required in public transportation hubs like Miami International and other U.S.